This is probably the most important right that taxpayers have when dealing with the IRS, this collection, what we call CDP appeal, collection due process. Because when you make that request for an appeal, that stops all collection action in its tracks. It takes the case out of the hands of the collection function, puts it into the hands of the appeals office, and the written job description of the appeals office, Josh, in these collection appeal cases, is to negotiate a settlement with the taxpayer. Right. So if the IRS is wrong and you can prove they're wrong, you can get that fixed at the appeals process. If you owe instead of $227, you owe $227,000 and you can't possibly pay it, then the IRS's appeals office has the written responsibility to consider collection alternatives. That might be an offer in compromise, it might be penalty relief, it might be an installment agreement, it might be to close the case as uncollectible because of hardship, that might be an innocent spouse relief. There's all kinds of different potential collection alternatives that can be proposed, and the IRS has to evaluate all of them. And then to top it all off, if you don't get a fair shake from the appeals office, if you think that they failed in their responsibilities to do this or that, consider your collection alternative, whatever the case may be, you've got a judicial tax court appeal right. So you can actually take the collection case to tax court and force the IRS to apply the rules properly to get you into a position where they will not run you over, grind you into powder in the collection process.
Now, what one of my CPA friends said was just, I don't know if this is true, because I called him up on this. When a client asked me this, he said, "Oh, just pay it, and then you could request the hearing and then get the money back." Is that correct?
Well, it depends on the posture. If you just simply pay the tax, then you're probably not going to get a hearing unless you're challenging the accuracy of the underlying assessment. What you can do, though, Josh, is you can pay the tax and make a claim for refund and say, hey, you're wrong. Here's why I want my money back. So you do have a right to challenge the payment, request a refund. You generally have 2 years from the date the tax is paid in which to do that.
It's just crazy. I'm sure they do it because most people pay it, right?
Most people pay. Sure, they do. Absolutely. That's exactly why they do it.
So would you pay it or would you do the appeal first?
I do the appeal. I think that appeal is fabulous.
And that's because you get a real person, not a
Oh yeah,
computer.
you get a real person. Absolutely. Yeah.